Morning all. Morning YouTube, morning Twitch, morning TikTok. We're streaming on TikTok today as well. So God help us all. We'll see how that goes for us. Ah, good. Nice to be back. New week. Lots going on this week. Lots and lots and lots going on this week. So, biggest thing to talk about is we've got a new load of routes on the VA, which is cool. So if you like to fly on the VA, be sure to check out the new scheduled routes because we've got a ton of them. It's a total overhaul. I've repositioned the fleet so that it's all nice. Yeah, we'll talk about it more in a bit, but yeah, very excited about that. I figured it would be a good opportunity today to kind of get a bit of our Boeing skills back in play because, of course, we are sounding like we're not a million miles away from the 737 coming back to the sim, so I'm really excited about that. So I figured we'd do a bit of cargo ops in the 777 over to Cologne to start. Maybe back, yeah, definitely back to here, and then possibly on to somewhere else thereafter. That's the plan anyway. That be the plan. Who have we got in? Tricky's in, Bobby's in, VOR's in, Philip's in, and Joanna's in. Cool. And we've got Pick and Ames in Twitch. Nice one, guys. Nice to see you all. Right. I've got to figure out how to start this plane again, haven't I? Every time I fly it, it's like, how do I start the 777 again? Probably should start up here, shouldn't we? Battery on. Now let's get the external powers. Get the Adiru on, emergency lights, armed, and I think that'll do to start with. Sound keeps breaking up. Ooh, is that a me thing or is that a YouTube thing, I wonder? It looks okay on my end, I'm not going to lie. Let me know anyone else if it's being weird for you. Possible it's me. Possible it isn't. Who knows? Sorry, I just ate the microphone then. Oh, right. Let's go EFB. We're of course running the Boris sound pack as well. I should have put that in the title as well. My bad. Here we go then. East Mids to Cologne, alternate of Amsterdam. Call sign today is Airnaut 2238 because we are flying a scheduled route on the new Airnaut schedule. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Very excited about that though. Very excited about that. Let's go over to here. Get this fired up. Same, settle down now. Okay, so what's for all of you then? It might have been me then. Who knows? Morning, Tony. How you doing? How are you all? So let's go FMC and we'll do our pos and knit. So we'll get our GPS position, paste it into there. Ref Airport, EGNX, and we are at gate. What gate are we at? Hold the lines at 9? 109. 1090. Sweet. Over to the route page, and we'll do route request. And we'll take the SimBrief route. We'll set our SimBrief payload. We'll set our SimBrief fuel because we're lazy. Select the route. Oh, you made it to Heathrow, Ryan. Well done, mate. I'm always very, very impressed with you, Ryan, that you do that route so often. Baltimore to Heathrow. That's a long old drag. Like, what do you do in cruise? Do you just go and do something else? Very impressive. All good, VOR. Activate, execute. Perfect. We will accept those figures. Pop in the 0 fuel weight. We're looking good. Here's a Porsche. Does Air not have a 772 livery? Oh no, you're gonna set Ryan off now you've said that. I don't have one yet. Plan is There's a few tweaks I need to do to the 300 livery. Because I noticed that where it joins the tail, where the body joins the tail, there's a couple of bits that are misaligning, and I don't know why that is, because I thought it was all alright, but obviously it isn't all alright, so I need to get that fixed. Then I will see if I can do a copy pasta into a 777-200, assuming PMDG haven't radically changed the paint kit. I should be able to reuse a lot of the assets, a lot of the positioning, but I don't own the plane. So Ryan, I'll probably need to lean on you a little bit and send you stuff, which is obviously going to be quite a big feedback loop, but I think it's best we can do, really. How you doing, Hazza? Hazza even? My bad. Morning, Joseph. Joseph says, good morning, one and all. Really like the look of the new route. Only negative for my wallet is as I eye the scenery for the new hubs. Yeah. That could be a problem. I mean, Istanbul, you can get a free one. Athens, you can get a free one. Don't know about Rome. Toulouse, don't know about Toulouse. Lisbon, I think there's a free Lisbon. Madeira's arguably good enough. Free Gatwick. There's a Gaia, Heathrow. Copenhagen, you probably want to get something. Yeah, I mean, good job. It's Black Friday. There is quite a lot of sales on Black Friday. I'll put a post out near the end of the week because we're sort of collating everything in the Discord. Like, people find deals, they post links and stuff. So we'll keep an eye on all that, and I'll make like a little compilation post and put it out on like Thursday or Friday. So if any of you want to get a last minute something or other, you can. Sorry, I'm just having my last little bit of breakfast here. You flying along, Philip? Alright. Let's get my browser over here so you can see what's going on. We are slowly but surely filling up East Midlands, which is nice. And we're going over to Cologne, who are surely going to go offline before we get there, because that's what always happens. I mean, in fairness, the controller's been on for an hour and a half already, so possible. Information echo, automated, blah, 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 runway 14 right, 14 left. Expect ILS or RMP approach. Runways in use, 13 left, 13 right. So we're not entirely sure what we're going to get then, are we? 13 right is my plan, so we'll stick with that, and we'll probably be told... Never done an RNAV in the triple, actually. That could be weird. Could be a weird one. Someone spawned on me. Oh, they always spawn on me. Let's have a look. Just for the lols. Oh no, they're gone. Hey, someone's in the 340. Nice. Tricky is engulfing that poor static aircraft over there. Yeah, probably not a bad shout, Chris. Right, so what are we doing on the way out anyway? Never mind the way in. What about the way out? 27. Import the weather. 10. 14. Almost standard pressure. Now we'll calculate that. So we've got flaps 5, TO2 rating, or D rating, 128, 133, 139. What's the select temp? In fact, let's put that over here, because we can do this, can't we? Click there, look. Ta-da! How cool is that? So, select temp is 48. Do TO2, flaps 5. And I have not yet done my departure, have I? We're going to be on the SAPCO 1 November. 125, 130, 140. That don't sound right to me. Rustlim, that's gone. Who is that? Baxter! Cheers for follow. 48, TO2. 129, 133, 139. Boff. Easy. I've got my little heater on. It's keeping me warm. Right, let's get you back over here. That's all looking good. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at our new routes. I'll show you what's going on. So if we go to book a flight, obviously we're not going to book a flight. Let's say we're going to do a scheduled passenger flight. Go to Airnaut and look at all these routes. They are everywhere. So our main hubs are Heathrow and Gatwick in the UK. We've also got Bristol, a little bit out of Manchester, and a little bit out of Eddie as well. Edinburgh's got a really cool route actually, because you can go from Edinburgh up to the Faroe Islands, over to Iceland, Greenland, St John's in Canada, then over to JFK. So you can go across the pond in bits if that's what you want. And obviously when you get to JFK you can do like Boston, a couple of places in Canada like Montreal and Toronto. We've got Detroit, we've got Chicago. Of course, we've got Baltimore for Ryan to go back to Heathrow, and Miami, and you can hop over to LA, and then from LA you've got more routes. You can go San Francisco, then on to Seattle, or you can do Portland, then on to Vancouver. We'll flesh out the US routes a bit over time. It's one of those things where where I think a lot of people tend to stick to Europe with our VA. As you can see, we've gone a bit heavier on the routes. But you can see where the kind of hubs are. You've got Copenhagen is a hub, which is really good because it's brilliantly positioned, Copenhagen, because that puts you up with easy access to places like Bergen, like Oslo, like Stockholm, like Helsinki, or you can go even further up to places like Kiruna or Umeå. It's really nice. And then, of course, you've got easy access to Poland. You've got access down into all the German airports. Nice short little hops down to Prague. Then we got Toulouse down in France. That's kind of our French hub. That kind of serves destinations in France, like Paris and Nantes. And then you've got places like Geneva, like Zurich. You can go across to Rome, which is in itself another hub. You can go to places like Ibiza, like Palma, Alicante, Malaga, over to Bilbao. Lisbon is a bit of a hub. Again, that kind of connects into a lot of the Spanish and a little bit of France, but mostly Spain. But crucially, it does this route here, which connects over to Madeira. Madeira is a hub, so then you can kind of do routes around the Canary Islands if you want to, out to Ponta Delgada and back, and then connect back to the mainland European network and carry on your flying if you wish. Yeah, so we've got Rome. Where's Rome? Rome's a bit of a hub, kind of going to various different places. That then connects to Athens, which is like a mini hub, I suppose, but really more of a stopgap on the way to Istanbul. And then Istanbul acts as a hub as well, which then connects to Dubai, which then has a load of routes. The longest one being Singapore. So you could go all the way to Singapore at the moment. The hope is that we can kind of like, as the airline grows itself, we can maybe look at expanding Indonesia down to Australia, get ourselves a little Australian tour on the go. So it should be really cool. But the point is, the whole point of it was not to basically put us in a position where we were before, where it was something like, I don't know, Heathrow to Frankfurt, and then once you get to Frankfurt, the only option that comes up on the route list is back to Heathrow, because there was no onward journey from Frankfurt. But you see here, there's like, Frankfurt goes all over the place. Or if you go to Copenhagen, then you've got routes. You could go like Heathrow, Copenhagen, Prague. Then from Prague, you could go back to Bristol, Bristol down to Nantes, Nantes down to Toulouse, Toulouse over to Rome, over to what's it called? I've forgotten it. Palma. You get my point. Lots of options. The idea is that when you land somewhere, you can go you don't have to just turn around and go back home. Because a lot of what we found with the VA was a lot of people would like fly from Heathrow to, I don't know, Malaga, and then the plane just gets ditched at Malaga basically. So I don't really know. I guess the motivation was lacking to then fly all the way back, which I can understand. I could definitely understand that. Have you also got the livery installed, Tricky? You got the Airnaut livery installed in your sim, so you could spawn in that livery if you want to, and the VMR file. How you doing, Leo? Is there a way we can make our call sign Airnaut to controllers in Europe? Sometimes I just say X-Ray November Oscar. I'm sure it's easy, I've just never done it. Yeah, just put in your remarks, CS/Airnaut, then they'll see it. Then they'll see it. Right, let's get this APU fired. That's enough yapping from me. It's possible that it's just broken, Tricky, to be honest. We haven't tested it thoroughly, to be honest with you. Although, Chris, we are a VATSIM partner associate thing at the minute. So what that means is that hopefully in time, I mean, we were made a partner about an associate, what was it, about a month ago? So it's entirely possible then that, because I had to tell them what our call sign was, X-Ray November Oscar, so there should come a day where we don't need to. No, you drag the livery into your community folder, Tricky, now, for 24. At least for the Airnaut livery. What you do with the others is up to you. Right. Morning, Rob. Apparently, Chris, we've got an audit in December to decide whether we become a VATSIM partner, which is like the highest level you can get. At which point, our liveries can then be added to FSLTL, which would be huge. That means none of us will need to faff with VMR files ever again. That would be very cool. Be a great day. Right, 10 to 10. We need to be off blocks at 10. But yeah, whether we pass the audit or not is anyone's guess. I think we should. I think we should. To be honest, I thought I was applying to become a partner originally, and I thought we had everything we needed, and then they said, yeah, that's fine, you're an associate, we'll audit you in December. I was like, oh, I wanted to be a partner now. Right, time for me to tune Unicom. East Midlands, Airnaut 2238, radio check.
Read you loud.
Thanks. Johnny, you on VATSIM today? Damn. Morning, AG. How you doing, man? I was lurking in one of your streams the other night. It's nice to let someone else do the flying sometimes.
East Midlands traffic, German cargo 239 pushing back, stand 104 facing east on 2 Bravo.
Laziness, I know. I really wish there was a way in TikTok chat to just get rid of all the little things that come up here, like so-and-so has joined, so-and-so has joined. Because every time I see just something change, I'm like, oh, it's going to be someone saying they've joined. And then I miss actual messages. I don't know why they do that. It's really dumb. Really, really dumb. I don't get it. From what I can gather, there's no way to change it. Extend it, more chat settings. Can I do that? Allow comments, highlight activities. Activities! Yeah. Show messages for new viewers. Oh, here we go. Love the 777. Which dev? I'm using the 777 from PMDG. Is that going to do it? Is that going to get rid of it? Likes. Oh god. Comments. I'll keep the comments. I think I've done it. I think I've done it. Alright. I might have just fixed TikTok chat. Holy moly, I need my fans on. It's getting hot. 23 degrees already in the shed this morning. Come on, smart plug, turn on. Brilliant. Smart plug's not working. Oh yes it is.
East Midlands traffic, you're not 1903, taxiing to runway 27, holding point Alpha 1 via Bravo, Foxtrot and Alpha.
Okay. I need to get ready to go, don't I? Let's pop the old brakes on. And we will lose the ground chocks. Release the power. Remove the chocks. Oh man, I love coffee so much. Now then, I've forgotten how to do the hydraulics in this thing. It's got to be those two, right? Yeah, do. Let's get the fuel pumps on. Let's put on the cabin utility. And I'm going to get GSX ready, because GSX... the new version of GSX as well. Just turn them all on. Yeah, to be honest, Philip, that's normally what I end up doing, but every time I'm like, should I try and do it properly? One of these days I will. Let's go with that. What's actually new in Sim Update 4? Because I've heard it's really good. It is really good. Performance for me is the big thing. It no longer flies like a slideshow. Hey, Sue. Yeah, I put a video out yesterday on YouTube.
Hello, Captain. We are ready.
Mighty impressive. Like, Sim Update 3, coming into Edinburgh, we were getting like 40, between 40 and 45, and then going to Sim Update 4 at 1440p, I'll grant you. Like, approaching 80 FPS. It's like, flipping heck, where did that come from? All of a sudden, it feels like my 9800X 3D can actually behave like a 9800X 3D. And not like a 3600X or something, you know? Very, very cool. Very, very cool.
East Mid traffic, German cargo 239 taxi, holding point Alpha on runway 27 via Bravo, Julia Alpha.
Sim's good, so. Baxter says Sim Update 4 has worked wonders. TAA and no frame gen with my 5080 now. Yeah, I want to put my 4080 back in and just see if I can live with it. If you know what I mean. Right, I'm going to be pushing back, facing east. East Midlands, N0 2238, stand 109, pushing back, facing east, East Midlands. Nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay. Where's my start switch? Engine. That's anti-ice.
East Midlands traffic, Air 1903, lining up runway 27.
Why are we not moving?
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Cheers, Ant. Come on. There we go, we're moving. Right. Behold the Boris sound pack. Oh, the A340's levitating.
Traffic, Air 1903, taking off runway 27.
Morning, Jeremy. You alright? Need to raise my TV up because I can't see the New Sky notifications because of this little screen. If I want more viewers, I should stream after 3. Only problem with that is that I have to go and get my kids from school and I can't stream when they're home. So I can only do what I can only do. Morning, OG. To be honest, I've streamed at like night times and all sorts. Like, I don't know if the numbers really change as much as you would think they would, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go. Engine. Done. Do I use Pop-Out Manager? Yes, I do. The other thing, Peter, is that I'm very new on TikTok, really, going live. So I'm probably in that initial slog of no matter what I do, it's probably going to be a bit shit. So that's fine. Good. We'll get 9,000 in the window.
Please set parking brakes.
We'll do 223 because we're going to literally take off and then turn heading 223. So I'd rather have that in, I think. Our V1 speed, V2 speeds are 139. Let's get that in. RMAL nav. Oh, hang on. Flight director's on. That would help, wouldn't it? LNAV armed. VNAV armed. Look at that. Oh, he's cooking. How much was my Airbus side stick? Lots. Mo's Raby 9 is £550 and the stick that goes on top was like 230 euros from FS Projects. But Moza gave me the AB9, full disclosure. And I'm so glad they did, because it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Get the window
Left is
heats
clear.
on.
Right is clear.
Go. Taxi light on. Feels like we are okay. I mean, probably should have done a checklist really. That would have been the thing to have done, wouldn't it? So oxygen is fine. We've done the heading. We've done the altimeter. Parking brake. Can't really do that. Override that. We should have done this before. Before start, we've done the V2, the heading, track and the altitude. Takeoff speeds are in. CDU pre-flight is done. Trim 3.5. That's in, that's done. Taxi and takeoff. So we're doing runway 27. We're going to taxi via Bravo and Alpha. If I show you, Bravo, left onto Alpha, all the way down to 27, holding Alpha 1. That's fine. Let's get the beacon on. That wasn't on, was it? My bad. Before taxi, anti-ice is checked. Recall checked. Auto brake, RTO, flight controls. Full left, full right, full forward, full back, and rudders are working. Ground equipment is clear. All we need to do now is go flaps 5. Oh, tricky, no way. East Midlands, Airnot 2238, taxiing to holder point Alpha 1, runway 27 via Bravo and Alpha East Midlands traffic. Build 350 or PMDG 777? Oh, 777. I don't even need to think. Rash, we're going to Cologne. Yeah, it's an FSLTL, as radar controller says. Morning, radar controller, as well. Nice to see you. Okay, before takeoff is complete, so all we need to do is move on to our after takeoff checklist once we're up in the air, so gear up and then flaps up at the appropriate time.
Midlands traffic, Airnot 23 Echo Heavy, stand 111, pushing back to face east on Bravo. East Midlands traffic.
Cheers, who is that? My OBS is being weird. BR! A340. Still levitating. Right, let's see if I can get this turn right. My Tobii eye tracker would be really handy right now, except my new screen is blocking it. So tonight I might try and get my TV raised a little bit. Maybe I've got a wall bracket. I wonder if that's going to work. Might need to go down Screwfix after the stream. Go and get the kids from school. Good luck, kids. We're going to Screwfix. Because I'm going to need like a 4-inch screw, I think. Because I've got plasterboard, then I've got an inch of insulation, then I've got what is, I think, chipboard or MDF behind that, and then that goes onto the shed outer wall that is also insulated. Is that A340 an FSLTL model? No, that's my own livery that it's loading in, so I've got a VMR file that does the model matching. Although radar controller, we are
German Cargo 239, lining up, taking off 27, Sapco 1 November departure, East Mids.
We are a VATSIM partner, not partner, we're an associate, and we've got an order in December to become a VATSIM partner. So I'm living in hope that at that point we can then be eligible for the next round of FSLTL updates, and we will never need to worry about VMR files ever again, because everyone should just see us. I don't know if we're actually still needing to put CS/Airnot in the remarks either, because we've been an associate now for probably getting on for a month. But I don't know if controllers still don't know who we are. Because I think the idea of being an associate is that we will just appear as Air Not and they'll see us in the same way that you would see, like, I don't know, British Airways or EasyJet or whatever. Because I've noticed a couple of controllers... where I've just sort of said, like, you know, Air Not 232 with you, flight level 360, for example. And they've been like, you know, last call sign only, or last station call sign. Like, obviously they didn't know who we were. So I guess perhaps that hasn't been updated. You'll need to ask someone to update GNG. What's GNG? What's my airline? KO X-Ray November Oscar. Has Langard Radar gone offline? Of course they have, they know we're coming. I'm like, oh no, that Air Not idiot's on his way. Off we go.
Eastbound traffic, Air Not 23 Echo Heavy, taxiing holding point Alpha 1 by Bravo and Alpha, East Midland traffic.
Where are you controlling, radar controller? Hey Fab. Thank you, JD. Appreciate it. Oh, you forget what a long old taxi. Hello from Malaysia. Nice. Hello to you. Cheers, mate. Malaysia.
East Midlands traffic, German cargo 239. Airborne passing 3,600, climbing flight level 350.
Those have got to be statics, right? Let's do a frame check. That's pretty respectable, isn't it? 50 FPS at a Pirigi piece of scenery. In a 777. Sim Update 4 is good. We like Sim Update 4. Cheers, Gold. Gold's my biggest fan. Appreciate you, Gold. Yeah, I always forget how long it is down to the end of 2.7 when you start from the cargo. Need another coffee at this rate. Is it Pirigi or Pirig? I don't know, to be honest with you. I've just picked one and I've gone with it for as long as I've been making videos about their scenery, and I'm 90% sure that I'm wrong. So, but I don't know how to say it properly. I think at this point just consistency is the key rather than people know what I mean as long as I'm consistent, and I apologise to the developer if I'm getting the company name wrong. I almost certainly am. Right, let's get rid of that APU, shall we? Joanna, are you actually on VATSIM today? I thought I saw what looked like your call sign taxiing around briefly. Pirig. Is that how it is? I always say Pirigi. I don't know. I really don't know. Pirig. That could be that, couldn't it? Google says Pirig. Good for you, Joanna. Damn. So excited for Indy Manchester. Yeah, I'm kind of not. not because I've got any, like, you know, hate towards the project or anything. I don't really fly out of Manchester a lot, and I've got the MacOSIM version, and I know people are going to say, oh, but it's out of date. It's like, well, it's good enough though, right? Like, I don't know. That being said, we already had a version of Bristol, and a new version of Bristol came out, and I nearly jumped through the roof with excitement, so I can see why people are excited. I'm sure Grumpy can't wait. Have I ever flown into Kansai? No. Why have I just stopped? Yeah, if it's your local, I can totally get why you'd be excited for it. From my point of view, it's somewhere that I don't go in and out of a ton, and I feel like the payware scenery that I already have paid for and own, I don't look at it and be like, damn it, I wish it had X, Y and Z, because I don't have local knowledge of the airport, therefore I don't know that X, Y and Z is not as it is now. As long as the taxiways are okay, like, and the gates are nice and it looks halfway decent, it's kind of good enough for me. Anyway, there goes any chance of working with any builds on that. Nah, wouldn't bother, guys. Pointless. Right. Cheers for subbing, Malaysian. How are we looking for traffic? So we've got me, and we've got Aaron behind. East Midlands, Air Not 2238, lining up, taking off runway 27, Sapco 1 November, East Midlands. Start the clock. How do you start the clock in this thing? Clock. There it is. Let's do the landing lights on. Strobe on. Runway turn-off lights, probably unnecessary actually because it's daytime. Beacons on. Taxi on. Strobe on. Transponder is on. Auto brake RTO. Alright, let's get out there. Let's go. MD-11 flight when? Oh, I don't know. Maybe when they get their plane into 24 properly, I'll have a proper look, you know? Galaxy, are you being a stirrer? I think you probably are, aren't you? Go back to bed. Right. I still need to use a little screw because I haven't managed to map my Let's go. Thrust set. Speed alive. V1, rotate. Gear up. Okay, let's start that turn. Just trim that nose down a bit.
East Midlands FedEx 57 Heavy on neutral 27. East Midlands traffic NL23 Echo taking off runway 27 Sapco 1 November departure East Midlands traffic.
And East Midlands Air Not 2238 passing 5000 Sapco 1 November.
East Midlands FedEx 57 line up 27.
Keep that nose trimmed down. There we go. It's weird how flying with the yoke feels so funny to me recently, because we've done so much hand flying with the AB9 in the Phoenix, and you kind of get so used to how that feels. You do quickly get used to it though, but it definitely feels like I'm in my least preferred method of flying input at the moment. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Let's get that autopilot on. Happy days. Am I a fraud? No, Galaxy, I don't believe I'm a fraud. Got a funny feeling you might be, considering we've never seen you in chat before. You turn up without a profile picture, some random name, and you're immediately saying stuff like that, so...
Yeah. East Midlands traffic Air Not 23 Echo Heavy airborne passing 2000 East Midlands traffic.
Just a feeling, Galaxy, but my gut feeling is that you are probably full of shit. Just an inkling. Right, what are we doing? 9,000 feet at Sapco. Then we might as well start climbing now. We might as well start climbing, because we're going to cruise at 390. East Midlands Air Not 2238 climbing now, flight level 390 East Mids.
Air Not 2282 radio check.
55.
55 thanks.
Flight level change. Ever thought about using the mini FCU with the 777? I don't have the mini FCU. I've got the Wingflex FCU Cube, and as far as I'm aware, it currently does not work with it. What's the display in front of me? It's just a cheap screen off Amazon. I think I paid 75 quid for it. And you just pop out the screens and pop it on.
East Midlands FedEx 97027 past the present seat final call.
No VATSIM today? Yeah, we are on VATSIM. How do you use those panels without it halving FPS? I don't know. Just seems to work. I don't use frame gen. Maybe that's what you're talking about. I think, it's better. Live weather switched itself off. Thought it looked a bit bright. Right, let me catch up with chat. Yeah, so we're talking about the screen here, weren't we? So all it is, it's just a very sort of short screen off of Amazon. I think it's 1920 by 720, and you just connect it via HDMI, and that's that. It's just another screen. But then if you press Alt-GR and click on the screens, you can pop them out into separate windows and then drag them down onto the screen. Or you can use an app called Pop-Out Manager. Santa's sleigh, the old 777 freighter. Absolutely, Zachary. Absolutely. It's a great plane. Boris sound pack definitely helps as well. I should invest in an MCDU for the Phoenix. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Did I taxi past you the other day at Gatwick? Don't think we've been at Gatwick for a minute. What's Baxter saying? So looking forward to the PMDG 737-800. Will make a nice change from flying the Phoenix and Unibuild's A350. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. Like, in 2020, I just played it so much. Rich, good morning. Good to see you again. How you doing? Yeah, in 2020, the 737 was like a favourite t-shirt. I was always flying that thing. Just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it's been weird. We've gotten... I mean, in a way... yeah, the Phoenix kind of filled that gap. And then obviously the whole thing with like Moses sending the AB9 happened, and me buying the FS Project stick, and me building this pedestal thing. Like, it all kind of came together. If you know what I mean. So we've had a good time, despite not having the 7.3, but I've really missed it. I've really missed it. Like, whenever we go back to 2020, that's the only reason we go back to 2020 is just for that. Which is crazy, really. We have ATC online? Let's have a look. Yeah, so we do. Well, not covering Cologne. We'll go through something anyway. What gate are we going to use? That's a good question, Joanna. I normally go for... Is it these? The Echo gates? I'm probably going to land 1-4 left, just because it's a longer runway. Because that looks a bit short, doesn't it? 1-4 right. Nice Air Boeing setup. Yeah. Well, that's always been a bit of a goal, really, is to have a bit of an omnivorous cockpit. Just managed to make a simple Discord link back to FS Hub since the FS Tools utility died. Oof. Can you flight plan in a 777 without Navigraph? Well, you can. But it's so much easier if you've got a SimBrief flight plan. Now, you can use SimBrief without paying for a Navigraph subscription. It's just you'll be on a slightly older set of flight data. So, yeah, if you pay, you're going to get a more up-to-date flight plan that's more correct, in air quotes. But on the other hand, yeah. Oh, hello. Twitch just said, keep it going. 1 out of something out of 10 new subs, but I can't see who subbed. Thank you, whoever that was. I appreciate it. Twitch subs are really like up and down. It's really weird. Oh, it's you, Rich. Thanks, mate. Yeah, Twitch subs are weird at the minute. Very up and down. Very, very up and down. I guess I'm still relatively new on the platform, so maybe that's why. What do I do while cruising? Talk to you guys, mostly. If I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd probably play Mario Kart on the Switch or, you know, that sort of thing. Find something else to do. Hey, Gaming Amazing. Wordle? Wordle? Yeah, of course, Wordle. What I need is another PC in here so I can play Warzone. Then that's 3 gaming tier PCs in the shed that possibly might not be good for my temperature control. If you know what I mean. Ah, yeah, Brussels is online, aren't they? Although they're certain to go off before we get there. It's Chris. Chris is already down there. Oh, Joanna's in the middle of it as well. You guys are cracking on. It's amazing, isn't it, how like a short delay on the ground can equate to that much distance when you're in the air. Or my bank balance. What do you mean, OG? Long cruises aren't my thing. I guess different if you're streaming, as there's fun and the diversion of chat. Do I have another leg? Yeah, back to East Mids after this one, I think, Rich. Oh, you mean the PC, OG? Of course. I've just caught on. Just caught on. Don't ever bring up Brussels. No, don't do that, Ryan.
Don't ever bring up Brussels.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for the 2, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, we could do a bit of Warzone, couldn't we, during the cruise? That's what we need. We need another game where viewers, while in cruise, can also join in. Like Halo Infinite in cruise. That's what we need. Are those? Heathrow. Plan box, right, buddy? See you, Ryan. Thank you, mate. Let's have a look at the wind. Is it Metar Taff, isn't it? Variable at 1 knot. Wow. Landing 1-3 left in real life. EDDO, that's not what I want. I want EDDK. Yeah, 1-3 left would make sense. You got the longest runway. Let's do that. So, departures, arrivals, index, Cologne, ILS 1-3 left, and we're going to do the Depot to Victor. Oh, Fab, thank you for becoming a member. Or rather, continuing to be a member. We haven't scared you off yet then. Thank you, thank you. Where should we transition? Let's get my charts up so you can see. NVO might be more sensible. What would happen if we do that? No, let's go the other one by wipe. There we go. So we're going to come in from the south, head up north, over the airfield, out to wipe, and then in on final. So on that basis, let's just check our flight plan. Boff, 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 boff. And then missed approach takes us to wipe again. Good. Never turned my lights off, did I?
Go traffic, Speedbird 2277 heavy, airborne out of 1,200.
Is it normal
6 mic departure.
that I only get 20 FPS in 2020 on low settings with an RTX 3060 and an i7-9700? Possibly with that CPU. I would imagine you're CPU limited, to be honest with you. Yeah, probably CPU limited, I would have thought. Yeah, I can, Joseph, I can put another PC in here. That'd be, unless I expanded the shed. There's potential.
Taking off on runway 27 right.
Let me give you a very crude diagram of the shed. So, where's a pencil tool? Pencil. Alright, so my shed... How do I make a thicker pencil? Make it bigger. It's better. Right, this... You watching? This is my shed. It's an oblong. Okay? And... during lockdown, it was divided like this. So, over here was where we'd keep the bikes, sort of line them up in there, and keep a load of old rubbish there. And in here was just so much rubbish. So much rubbish, it was unbelievable. Old power tools, barbecues that hadn't been used in forever. I think there was a spare tyre for the car. I don't even know why we had that. So I took the executive decision to remove this wall, and I put up a new stud wall to make it 50-50. So I've got a door here, and I've got a door here. So the shed is divided into two. So I've got a desk, and a little tiny shelf. And I sit here, and my TV is here, my gaming monitor is here. So I sort of turn, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm simming, I'm looking over here. If I'm gaming, I spin and I look over there. The question is, in this side of the shed now, all we have still is bikes. And a small amount of rubbish. And a few little bits of leftover rubbish. If I could clear this out, I could remove this wall, lock up this door, keep the door that I currently use, and have loads more room. So that is potentially a plan. Basically remove that wall in the middle, because I haven't got any room at this point. I am well and truly compacted. Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, Mr. Mint. Yeah, Mr. Mint's turned up being like, what the hell is this? Why is there paint on the screen? Is SU4 out to the public? No, not yet. At the moment, each one of these is 2 meters by 2 meters. So if I was to remove the wall, I would be 4 by 2. Oh yeah, Joanna, we never looked at parking. I normally go, for cargo, Joanna, I normally go like Echo, I don't know, Echo 3-2 through to Echo 1-9. So yeah, that would then give me a lot more room. And hopefully it means it wouldn't get as hot because it's a bigger space. There's like twice the space to get hot first before it gets unbearable. But it would mean having to knock down the wall. I'd have to knock down this wall. Obviously I put up an inner wall as well when I converted it. So I put up this wall, which is like heavily insulated. I also put up like an inner wall, which is heavily insulated. I put up another inner wall this side, which is heavily insulated, and the little bits of wall either side of the door I've heavily insulated by adding like a little inner skin wall. Even the door I've insulated. I've like put polystyrene on it on the outside just to try and keep the cold out. So I'd probably have to lose this bit. It's not structural, so I could do it. Then, yeah, sort of like continue this insulated inner skin wall and do same again over here and same again all the way up to here, because otherwise it gets unbearably cold. I've also done the roof in the side I'm currently in. So I've insulated in between the rafters. This side, though, I've not done. So again, I'd have to insulate the roof. And if I'm going to go to all the effort of ripping apart my shed, it would mean no streams for a while if I did this. That's what's holding me back. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to insulate the floor as well, because the floor at the moment is the coldest point. When the ground freezes, boy does it get cold in here, and the floor just acts like a big giant mass of coldness. Yeah, Ben, we don't have the A330 in at the moment, sadly. 131-100. 131-100 for Brussels. Ah! What am I doing? 131. Zoom in a bit here. That might help. Brussels Control Air Knot 2238, flight level 390.
Victor Charlie, diving to Bravo, uniform November. Expect island approach, runway 25 left.
Direct to Bravo, uniform November, expect ILS 25 left. Beeline 3, Victor Charlie.
And on 2238, Brussels Control identified. Squawk 1000, confirm 39 and 0 is your final level.
Squawk 1000 and A firm 390 is our final level, air not 2238.
Roger.
Mr. Mint, thank you! 5 months.
251,
Damn.
320 degrees, 4 knots, runway 29er, clear to land.
Hey Noms, how you doing?
251, keep it on.
Noms, I haven't forgotten about your thing, by the way. I've just been incredibly busy. I apologise.
Belgian Air Force 1, still waiting for squawk 1000 and hold short runway 29er, 1 landing traffic ahead.
Don't you have an AC or a fan or any type of ventilation though? Yes, I do, but even that isn't enough sometimes.
Speedbird 16 heavy, nothing further, continue unique.
Cheers for the 5 months, Mr. Mint. That's awesome. You cracked your rib. Oh my God, Noms, what happened? That wasn't from Brussels, was it? So I'm not paying any compensation.
Continue on Unicom, bonne journée, Air France 306.
Just watch the Air Condor flight. Very entertaining.
German cargo 239er, proceed to Dane-off. When ready, descend to climb level 180 to reach by Dane-off.
Flight direct 10 off, when ready, descend to level 180, level 10 off. German cargo 239.
Am I going to get sent to Dane-off?
Can you confirm? We have the landing traffic inside.
Probably I am, yes.
Belgian Air Force 1, yes, I see the squawk now. Behind landing traffic, line from
It's 777.
behind.
Yeah, and landing EasyJet to line up and way to runway 29 behind. Belgian Air Force 1.
Yeah, so I've got ventilation fans, similar to what you'd put in your bathroom to like get rid of steam from the shower. I've got one that pulls outside air in, and I've got one that draws inside air out, just to get a through draft. So I've got the one that brings the air in just up there, and on the other side, that one pulls it out. Oh, Philip, thank you. OG's got a membership from you. Cheers, Philip. Who was that?
Air Force 1, Oostende wind for 3.
Air Force 1?
17, cresting 27. Runway 08 is in use, but I can offer 26 if you want to stay there.
Is Air Force 1
We
here?
can take this straight in for Belgian Air Force 1, thanks a lot.
Belgian Air Force 1, Roger, after Nikki.
Surely not. Oh, bloody hell, Noms, you just gifted 5 members. Noms, thank you, mate.
And we'll expect
Thank you, thank you.
Belgian Air Force 1.
Is that Belgian Air Force 1? Is that different?
Control group 2051 out, boarding point B1 runway.
Noms, thank you, mate. That's incredible. Thank you for the support.
Group 2051, Brussels control, bonjour, winds calm, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Everybody, be sure to say thank you to Noms or Philip if you got a membership.
Runway 25 right for the group 2051.
Sorry to hear about your rib, Noms. That sounds awful.
Easy 251, confirm able to vacate.
Again.
What's the deal with a cracked rib? You just have to live with it until it gets better. It's not like they can put a cast over your body, is it? Like they can with an arm. Mr. Mint, I believe in you. I believe in you. You can get it finished. Game name is Flight Sim 24. Bro.
Good morning, FedEx 57 Heavy Weekly Final 330 CPFC.
Apparently, the floating rib went underneath the rib above when I jumped, and it sprang back into place. Floating rib syndrome. Holy shit. It sounds horrific.
Descend to flight level 80, beeline 3 Victor Charlie. Vic 49 and Mike Alpha, nothing further, continuing Unicom, ciao.
1228, Vic 49 Mike Alpha, thanks, bye.
Oh man. Right, let's just get rid of that person because they're annoying me. It's easy.
Brussels Control, good morning.
We won? Oh, was it sport or something?
236 going for...
This is what I always say. Just lay off the fitness Noms. It's bad for you.
Traffic cargo 421, Brussels Control identified. Squawk 4406. Proceed to Danet and climb level 320.
320 will be the flight level for Lufthansa.
Asking the same question over and over again, Septargo. And then when I answer, being like, bro, you haven't answered. And being all needy in the chat.
Arnold 1903, copy on Unico.
Continue, Unicom Air 1903, thank you, bye-bye.
That is such an amazing piece of artwork. Maybe I'll sign it. There you go. I'll make this into one of those crypto things. What are they called? NFTs. Only child syndrome. Yeah, I'm an only child though as well. That's the worrying thing. I obviously put my parents off having a second one. Still. Right. Let's have a look at checklists. Recall. When am I ready for top of descent? Not for another 90 miles yet anyway, so that's fine. Coffee mug merch. Well, we've already got a proper coffee mug merch, but yeah, maybe... Yeah, maybe if we put that on it, I'm sure... I could probably retire, actually. Yeah. Let's do a bit of prep work. Let's get ahead of ourselves for once, shall we? Ground ops. What am I doing in ground ops? I want performance. Landing en route. Cologne. There'll be 1-4 left because it's named funny, isn't it? The weather in Cologne is 1003. Grumpy, if you're watching, brilliant feature of the Boeing. You can preset your QNH. Okay, that's set. Art teacher's average delusion again. Don't know what you're talking about. You can in the Airbus. What you mean by quickly switching it and then switching it back?
We are able to switch via LC built in.
We do auto brakes 2. Will that stop us? Auto brakes 1. In the auto brakes 2.
Unicom, Charles, Eurowings 256.
Arnold 2238, proceed to Danoff.
Direct Danoff Air, not 2238.
Milan 5 Uniform Bravo, request for that line.
5 Uniform Bravo, copy on Unicom.
Unicom 5 Uniform Bravo, Charles.
If you set destination data and when you go below transition altitude, you pull out the standard button. Yeah, it's not the same no noms, is it? Boeing way is the true way. Just don't tell Grumpy. Otherwise we'll never hear the end of it.
Close Airport 1 in about 2 minutes. You will be entering close Gulf airspace for another 20 nautical miles. You can remain this frequency for information.
If I made more room in my sim room, what would my plans be? Larger setup or just for the space? Airbus glazers really know how to yap. Shots fired. Ah. What would I do if I had more room? I would probably look to make more of a cockpit, if you know what I mean, rather than just use a piece of worktop. I would also look to have a gaming desk that is more separated from my simming area. I would also have kind of just like a bit of a test bench, if you know what I mean. Because if I were to go down the route of going full time on the channel, part of that strategy would be to breathe a bit of life into my tech channel. Because if ever I'm in a... What stops me from going full time is a worry that you're only as good as your last video. And sometimes when you run out of ideas, it can be a worrying situation for the channel. But if I've got a second channel that I can divert to if I run out of flight sim ideas for like video content for the week, obviously I'll still do the streams. That might not be the worst idea. And the tech channel videos have done really well. Like, a lot of them have done really well. It's just they require hardware and interesting tests, but they take so long to do. 1-3 left, Philip. Hey, Kit. Thanks for the support, mate. I appreciate you. What's my other channel called? It's just my name, David Knott. Tech Knott. I should rename it to that. That'd be quite funny.
Turn right.
Yeah, basically, Mr. Mint, whenever I get a new piece of hardware, why did it say 1-4 left? Because they've renamed it, and there's some like hangover. So it's 1-3 left. Flight level 300, air not 2238.
Condor 229, Brussels come hold, squawk Charlie.
And down we go. Chelsea, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. You've been a member for 13 months. Crazy.
Unicom, German cargo 239. Thanks for the taking out.
This is Southern Charles, good morning. Lufthansa 14.
Oh, that was good fun to make that video, Rich.
Just push back from stand 165 right.
Delta 4 to Yankee, 61 point, Bravo 1, runway 25 right, via Romeo 4 and outer 7, QNH 1005.
Yeah, basically my strategy, Mr. Mint, is whenever I get a new piece of kit, I will make a video for the tech channel, and invariably they do quite well. Because I think, like, people just want to know, they've got questions, and if I can show them. Just the one flight, Kit. That's all you need. Just the one flight. Look at that. Just incredible. Tick. There he is, Brussels. I don't want any comments as we fly over Brussels.
QNH is 1005, high-speed Bruce, beeline 3, Victor Charlie.
How is the LVFR A318? Yeah, I wouldn't get it. If you want something Airbusy, get a Phoenix. 319 is the smallest. It's really weird with that tech channel because I thought that no one's going to watch because there's a ton of content out there already, but turns out people do. It's really weird. But the trouble is, it's like the videos that do the best are when I've got hardware to do an interesting test with. And obviously you can do multiple videos out of one piece of hardware, but there comes a point where you feel like you're rinsing it a little bit, you know? Cheers, Chelsea. Thanks for renewing the membership. I appreciate that. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Oh, Fab Ram is crazy at the minute. So my Ram kit that I currently have, I saw it on Amazon yesterday for £815. 815 for a 64 gig kit. 800 quid! Now, admittedly, it was a third-party seller, but no one else had it in stock. It's just a third-party seller on Amazon. Cheers, Nutty. May I ask... That's not for me, is it? May I ask why you choose VATSIM over, for example, Beyond ATC? I find most of the time there was no controller for the airport I want to fly at. Beyond ATC gives me a more realistic experience. I'm curious what I think on that. For me, there's no replacement for the pressure of VATSIM. If you mess up on Beyond ATC, there's no consequence. Whereas on VATSIM, if you mess up,
Alpha Heavy at stand 0, Zulu 03 at Luxembourg.
It's very different.
Information release, ski requesting IFR clearance.
Cruise 50 Alpha, Brussels control, started by pushback approved. Clearance will be with the taxi clearance. Information whiskey is correct, expect runway 06.
Yeah.
With taxi clearance expected, runway 06, cargo lux 50 Alpha.
It's the pressure. It's the pressure of that sim that I like. It's like you can't afford to mess up on VATSIM, whereas beyond ATC it's like if you mess up, who cares?
Behind the A320, line up away 25 right behind duty, 8 exchange.
Condor 229er, squawk Charlie, please.
Occasionally, Kip, I used to try and chase where the controllers were, but sometimes that can be a fool's errand because you fly somewhere based on the fact that there's control online, and then you get there and they've all gone. So it's a bit like, well, what's the point in that? I guess you can plan your departure airport to a point because that's more like...
228, correction, Airnaut 2238, when ready, descend to flight level 180 to reach by Danoff.
180 level by Danoff, Airnaut 2238.
Beeline 3 Victor Charlie, turn right heading 160.
160, Beeline 3 Victor Charlie.
Let's put in a constraint here.
Control, Liberia 07, make a comparison flight level 265 and climbing flight level 360.
Beeline 07, Mike Echo, Brussels identified, squawk 7101, climb level 360.
Good day, squawk 710.
Yeah, I used to obsess over having coverage online for my flights. I take it or leave it, really. Like, even if there's no control online, you still need to do things properly because you're on Unicom and you could affect others. So you still... I think some people think, oh, there's no control on, I can do what I want. It's like, no, you need to be probably more on the ball when there's no control on, because a controller makes your life easier. They just tell you what to do and you do it. Whereas Unicom, you need to proactively figure out what you're going to do, make sure that you do it properly, and make sure that other people are doing what they should be doing.
Brussels Center, not 2282, climbing flight level 370, currently at 36.
So yeah, Unicom is harder work, I would say, in a lot of ways.
Direct to let me various make
That's a fair point, Norms, actually. Like, if collisions actually took you out of the game, I think people would take it more seriously. Bobby, it sounds like you got a deal.
280, cleared approach, ILS 25.
Yeah, I think I paid 200 for mine, or like 180, but it was used from CEX.
Clear for takeoff, 25 right, 8 exchange.
Santa 43 Yankee identified, climb to flight level 210.
210,
Waze and eye tracker. Yeah, I've got a Tobii eye tracker, however, at the moment, I've just added this screen, and it blocks it, so I can't use it until I raise the TV up. It's really good though, I like it. I like it for taxiing, mostly. I can't hear you. Oh. Hang on.
Brussels Control, Lux Air 1780, radio check.
What's going on here then? Testing. 1, 2.
I know,
Request redirect depot.
Airnaut 2282, best I can do is direct to Danoff.
Can I take route direct Danoff then?
Yes, direct to Danoff.
Why can't TikTok hear me? Can I not mount it on my smaller monitor? Yeah, so I need to just figure that out really, although the actual bezel is quite small. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? TikTok, can you hear me?
FedEx57, descent level 180 to reach by Danoff.
I reckon I need to put a limiter on VATSIM.
Lufthansa 14 Yankee, proceed direct to Boden.
Proceed direct to Boden, Lufthansa 14 Yankee.
Brussels Control, Luxair 1780 is ready for our parking to Helsinki.
Luxair 1780, information Bravo, start up hold, clear to Helsinki. Nikki 3 Golf departure, runway 25 right.
Can only hear the radio chatter.
Squawk 7105.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn down the radio chatter.
Say again, initial climb out for Luxair 1780.
Initial climb to flight level 60.
Okay, how's that?
Say again, squawk for Luxair 1780.
Luxair 1780, Nikki 3 Golf
Can you hear me?
departure.
Can you hear me over the ATC chatter?
And squawk 7105.
Clear to Helsinki.
Just try turning the radio chatter down.
Nikki 3 Golf to departure runway 25 right. Initial climb up to 6,000 feet and squawking 7105. Luxair 1780.
Luxair 1780, reach the correct.
General settings.
DC 035, copy on Unico.
Going to Unico, Mid 035, thank you, bye-bye. Belgian Air Force 1 vacated at Delta 1.
Okay, hopefully that's better for you now.
Do you have a specific stand you want to go to?
No, you can give it anything you want, Belgian Air Force 1.
Belgian Air Force 1, Roger 68.
Better, I can hear you now. Good. Sorry about that.
To Belgian Air Force 1, thanks all, bye-bye.
Okay, we are coming into Danov. Flight level 180.
Land, runway 25 left, Beeline 3 Victor Charlie.
Such a good piece of artwork.
Condor 229, Airfield.
So Danov's probably going to be at the end here, right? And then Depok.
Arnold 2238, copy on Unico.
Unicom Air 2238, thanks for everything. Lovely jubbly, right. We need to get down to 3,000 feet then. For the approach. Back to my question, does it get boring sitting there? No, not really, not when you're on VATSIM. I've got people flying with me, I've got TikTok chat, I've got YouTube chat, I've got Twitch chat. I have a great time. Like, selfishly, streaming everything makes it more fun. In a weird kind of way. $3,000... Looking good. He's looking good. Oh, hopefully I can get a half decent landing in with the 777. Yeah, so I like the eye tracker for helping on the ground taxiing, really. Like if you want to sort of look left, look right. Someone suggested actually using it for Madeira, because I was struggling with Madeira. Obviously trying to see the runway while you're making the turn. It's like a halfway house, isn't it, between VR and being on a TV. Like everything comes with its trade-offs, really. Like, you know, full disclosure, Toby sent me a Toby eye tracker. I've got an affiliate link, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, the Toby eye tracker is perfect. You must buy one now. Like, everything's got its trade-offs. Like, VR's got its own trade-offs. Like the fact when you put that headset on, you can't see your setup anymore. Like, that's a massive trade-off. You just got to decide what trade-offs are right for you, really. Because everyone's different. Everyone's got their own set of priorities. So it says, I want the game, but I've only got a keyboard. I mean, if you can get together like 50 quid, you can get yourself a respectable joystick that will give you everything you need to get started. You don't need to buy all of this. This is all nice to have, but you don't need it. it's 100% a nice to have. Morning, David. Yeah, all you need is a good stick, like a Thrustmaster TCA Airbus or a Windwing Minor Ursula, whatever it's called. Never tried the Windwing one, but I hear it's good. Then you've got your stick to fly with, you've got a throttle slider, you've got a ton of buttons, and you've got twist to do rudder and ground steering. Like, technically, that's all you need. All of this is just someone that's got a problem, really. Okay, auto brake set. I'll do a flaps 30 landing, I think. 137. Approach briefing, I've checked my charts, it's looking good. Altimeters, we'll do that on the approach. If I would start over with my setup, what would I do differently? That's been on my mind as well recently. I'm feeling more and more tempted than I've ever been tempted just to build an A320 cockpit. But then I do love flying the Boeings as well. That's what stops me doing it. Maybe one of each, I don't know. I don't know. Buy a full Scalarchi. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. Do I know the date for the A340-600 from Tullis? No, I don't. I thought they said like behind the end of the year or before the end of the year. Occasionally I watch your streams and love the chill vibes. I have a question. Have you ever had any issue with the Phoenix and the 7900 XTX? I get the DXGI error unless I lower the boost clock. Yeah, I've got the same thing. So I'll show you my settings. If it'll have a load. Come on. Why isn't it loading? The little overlay thing. Anyway, I do minimum clock speed 2400, maximum 2500, and I undervolt it to 1120. Give it a power limit of 15% and overclock the VRAM to 2714 megahertz. That I found to be stable, but every card will be different.
Traffic, Cargo 2395.
Yeah, it's a massive issue for AMD. I don't know how they've not had like a class action lawsuit again. Like they've basically shipped a load of cards that unless you manually tweak them, and you know enough to know that you need to manually tweak them, and you know how to manually tweak them, your card is essentially faulty out of the box. Crazy that. I find that so crazy. It's just like AMD are so bad at just like shooting themselves in the foot with dumb stuff like that. Like they'll do their presentation and you look at it and think, oh, this looks really good. And then people get hold of the cards and just like all this weird stuff just starts happening. But if you can sort of mollycoddle it a little bit, it's a good card. Morning, Dirk. Yeah, I can't wait for the Tullis 340. That's going to be super interesting. I really, really, really want to see how it hand flies because I feel like the A340 from INI has that same sort of laggy feel, input lag feel. It feels very similar to fly as the A350 and the A330, and to a point they're A320. So I don't know if that's an INI builds thing in general, or is it that these bigger Airbus just feel a bit laggy? I don't know. I guess if the Tullis comes out and it doesn't behave like that and they can kind of bring their receipts given that they're an officially licensed Airbus product, well then I guess we'll know, won't we? How long do we land? 10 minutes. It's not necessarily a Phoenix thing, Valet. Like, I've had issues. Oh, there's the airport down there. I've had issues. I couldn't get through a round of Call of Duty. It was that bad. That was the thing that I thought, oh, it's a Call of Duty bug. I was like specifically Googling for how to fix a Call of Duty issue. It wasn't. It was just a wider GPU issue. I think it's just like if a game stresses the card out in a certain sort of way, then that will happen. What's the plane look like? The plane looks like this. Oh, was that in Cologne, Joseph? I saw something about passengers, like, doing something.
Cologne traffic, German cargo 239, clear, 13 left, taxi stand Fox 20 by Alpha, cross runway 24.
Cologne traffic end or 2238, inbound wipe for the 13 left ILS, currently 7,500 feet, 5 miles inbound to wipe. Cologne traffic. So I reckon we're going to vacate probably Alpha 2. Just having a quick look up here, so we're going to land. So here's us, we're going to go up to wipe, cross, then back down, land onto 13 left, and then I imagine we'll vacate Alpha 2, then onto Alpha, cross 24, continue on Alpha, and I'm going to shoot for Echo 43. I don't know actually, Philip. Maybe we're not close enough? Got the Navrad all lined up by the look of it, I think. ILS 119.0, that is 119.0, yeah. 134 degrees. Hopefully it will as we get nearer, because we've got the downwind to go yet. Keep an eye on that, shall we? Okay, let's take control of the speed, 220. Did I see about Active Sky and Rex Atmos?